It's a really cool setup that we arranged with the LOC. It's got an element of awareness raising. There's some engagement happening with spectators and a lot of athletes. We're getting a lot of athletes to show up over the course of the week. It's a little bit difficult to schedule athletes during a World Championship. They're here doing another job. But it's really been great when they come because we have some athletes who are really interested in environmental issues. And of course, they're really good to attract a crowd here. So there's been some really, really good engagement with athletes. And then other stuff, really, we're just trying to raise some awareness about some of the projects we're doing, what the World Athletics Sustainability Strategy is, and how we're working with the LOC to sort of reduce the environmental impact that we're having at the event.
Yeah, well, we're at the Green Zone here today as part of the Budapest World Champs. And it's a really cool little fan zone, essentially, to get people to come in and see some of the initiatives that are happening in World Athletics, but also for the World Championship here, the sustainability initiatives. It's cool to see a crowd come and watch as well. But I'm here really because it's something that's very important to me and I'm very passionate about, and particularly the combination of sports and sustainability as well. Sport, like any other industry in the world, has to make changes, has to lower their emissions, has to lower their waste, has to do all of that. We are not exempt from that. And then on top of that, of course, athletes really struggle in extreme heat. I'm melting right now. Extreme weather events, all of those affect sport as well. So if that's a huge, it's going to be a huge component of being in a better world, and that's really important to me. Well, I'm here really, I want to be a part of it.
As an athlete, it's just very cool to be a part of because usually your job is just traveling and competing, which isn't the most carbon-friendly job. But knowing that we have an opportunity to get involved in these initiatives is also, no matter your level of involvement, having a voice that contributes to the solution is something that every athlete can follow.
Well, I think, frankly, climate change should be an important issue for everyone. We're having a heat wave right here at the moment in Budapest. It's about, I think, 5 or 10 degrees warmer than it would usually be. That's more likely to happen because of climate change. It made my event yesterday really quite difficult. When Australia had summer bushfires in 2019, 2020, the smoke was everywhere and really thick. It made it really hard to train. So climate change is really impacting our sports already right now, and so that's why we need basically all hands on deck.
Sport is intrinsically reliant on the environment. In some cases it's really direct. For example, most athletics events are happening outdoors, and so the heat, the rain, those kinds of impacts, as they worsen, are impacting athletes. In other cases it's less direct. So you'll have your clothing providers, your shoe providers, all those materials, the supply chains being impacted by climate change, and that's making it a lot harder to get things done, to deliver events, to train. And so sport needs to be thinking about how do we preserve fun and health and well-being into the future, and we need to start with events like this, where there's a lot of eyeballs, a lot of people, a lot of love for the sport.
This whole area is being regenerated, and there's a whole new forest being built as part of the legacy. We're looking at air quality as one of the the main parts of sustainability strategy for World Athletics.
We have an official project for the event. It's called Legacy Forest. We make a very big urban forestry reforestation in Budapest. It's almost 10 hectares, so it's quite big, and we would like to show how we can save the planet through the sport. It's very interesting project, and we working together with the national forestries, so it's very high quality reforestation. And after that, we are measuring the CO2, how many CO2 can save from the world, from the air, the project. So this will be the project.
There is a waste management part of our NGO. We try to help to make this game more sustainable. How we can help? So first we had with the organizers some prevention, so how to reduce the waste, so this is the most important. And after that, of course, there will be some waste, or actually a lot of waste, but if we have already waste, we try to separate it and pick out the valuable materials, so for example PET bottles and cardboards and so on.
There's been some measurable impact here. They've managed to work with the water sponsor to reduce the number of single-use water bottles we'll be using. If they wind up using all of the, which they call balloons, 19-liter balloons of water, that's going to be a reduction of 342,000 bottles. So that's a decent number to work with. That's been pretty consistent with some of our past championships. An important part for the LOC is the legacy that the event can keep. So they've managed to garner quite a bit of local support for an urban regeneration project, basically to remove some dead or dying trees and replace them with local varieties, more hardier varieties, which will help with climate resilience. And we're hoping that this will be sort of the first of what we hope will be a World Athletics Championship legacy forest network that we can adapt it further at other events of ours in the future.